I'm Mira Vale, 36, lead UX designer in Portland. 4 years ago, my kidneys started failing. Doctors said transplant or lifetime dialysis. Dad wept when I told him, swore the family would move mountains. I quietly built a medical escrow account in my name only, poured every side gig, every tax return, every skipped vacation into it. $198,000, the exact amount OHSU required up front for surgery, anti-rejection meds year 1, and recovery. I even added a single emergency clause. If I was ever unconscious, either parent could request disbursement with my verbal okay plus a confirming email. I never thought they'd rob me while I was wide awake and begging them to stop. 3 weeks ago, Levi decided he was meant to be a chef and needed a fully wrapped gourmet food truck to launch the brand. Dad called my escrow officer in tears, said I was septic in the ICU, sent a spoofed email from Mira, emergency99@gmail.com, and drained the entire account in one transfer. The truck showed up Christmas Eve wrapped in Christmas lights with Levi's legendary tacos in neon across the side. He posted the reveal with the caption, "Manifested this. Grateful for family angels, #blessed." I waited until every plate was full and every phone was out recording. Then I slid the transplant letter across the table like a holiday card. Page 1. Donor match confirmed. Surgery scheduled January 3rd. Page 2. Funding source depleted. Dad went gray. Mom dropped the carving knife. Levi whispered, "Can we not do this on Christmas?" I gave them exactly one night of silence. Then I canceled every card, every insurance rider, every storage unit, every phone plan. I removed them from the deed on the cabin I'd been paying the mortgage on since college. I did it between dialysis sessions while the machine pulled poison from my blood. They showed up at my door on Christmas night, reeking of rum and panic. Dad screamed that the truck payment was already $4,800 a month. Mom sobbed that the vendor deposits were non-refundable. Levi cried that his followers were expecting the launch party in 2 weeks. I handed them a single sheet. Remaining balance for my transplant, $198,000. Due. Yesterday. Then I shut the door and changed the locks while they were still pounding. 10 days later, a sheriff's deputy served me in the dialysis waiting room. Petition for guardianship of Mira Vale, alleging acute cognitive decline secondary to renal failure and financial self-harm. 14 notarized statements claiming I'd been hoarding dialysis supplies, threatening to sell my organs on the dark web, and screaming in grocery store parking lots. Every affidavit signed the same day by the same notary. They wanted the court to hand Dad control of my body and every dollar I had left. I hired the sharpest transplant law attorney in Oregon. We subpoenaed the food truck contract, the forged email headers, the escrow records, my nephrologist's live testimony. Court date, February 14th, Valentine's Day. That morning the courtroom smelled like old coffee and terror. Dad wore the blazer I'd bought him for his 60th. Mom clutched a rosary. Levi live-streamed from the hallway until security took his phone. The judge watched the food truck reveal video on the big screen while my doctor explained that without immediate surgery, I had maybe 2 years before total failure. She read the forged email aloud, then looked at Dad and asked, "Sir, do you understand kidneys aren't optional accessories?" Petition denied with prejudice. Referred to the DA for felony theft and attempted exploitation of a disabled adult. Sanctions and my legal fees, $164,000, payable by Dad personally. Levi's truck was repossessed in March. Dad and Mom lost the house in April. Levi's joints are already swelling from untreated gout at 25. I got my transplant in May. I wake up every morning in a tiny Selwood cottage I bought cash, scar itching under my shirt, feeling my new kidney hum like it's grateful to be wanted. Some mornings I sit on the porch drinking coffee I paid for with money that stays in my own account, and I smile at the quiet. Turns out the only thing that actually needed to die in that family was their entitlement. If you've ever been the life support they unplugged to buy someone else a toy, drop "I got the transplant" below. We're out here breathing with organs that finally, truly belong to us.